Hey, karibuni sana. Welcome everyone. You are so much welcome to the show today. I'm starting here, but in a few minutes, Liz will be able to join me here, so we can be having a very wonderful discussion today. And Liz and I will be sharing a lot of few things here. One among will be just starting up life in America with our experiences, but also talking about the jobs, side hustle. If you want to do three jobs, and side hustle and all other those kind of things. So those are the things we'll be able to talk today. So while we are starting, Liz will be able to join in a few minutes. I can start going through some of the questions while I'm waiting for Liz to come. Okay. Okay. So first of all, I would like to appreciate each and everyone. Cisse from Gambia, thank you so much. Yeah. Okay. So let me answer the few questions people are asking. Captain Chichi, watching from Nairobi, I'm going to ask this so that I get full clarification for once, since you have explained it over and over, but I've never really understood you 100%. So let me, okay, so let me go through the question. So let's say you were engaged before and you get married on 10th of May after winning the DV lottery. How big a problem will it be to prove to authorities that the marriage is legit? It doesn't matter when you got married. You can get married, results are out on May 8. You can get get married on May 8. You can get married even on June, July, August. It doesn't matter. The point is, if you get married, even if you get married 50 years ago, you have to show the marriage license, marriage certificate. That is number one. So it doesn't matter when you are married. That's the number one proof. The other documents, obviously, if you're husband and wife, you live together. So you can show the evidence you live together. If you live in the house, whatever, you can show evidence you live together. If, let's say, you own your property together, those are the documents to prove together. The only thing, if you get married recently, is different from someone who married 5 years ago. So the person who was married 5 years ago will not be asked to show the wedding photos. I'm giving an example. But if you got married, let's say, 3 months before the interview, yes, there is suspicious of that way. So show the evidence, like, okay, even the photo of the engagement, the photo for the wedding, the certificate itself. So those are some of the proof you needed to have. But there is no problem as long as you got married in a it was a legitimate marriage, not just you got married so that you can be able to come to America. Okay, let me check with Liz. Let me text her. Okay, so that is how it is. CQ Tatiko, hi, Mr. EBM. You are from Somalia. Thank you so much. Oganie DGs. Hello, EBM, watching from Rwanda. I really thank you for great information you provide on your platform. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. I have so many friends from Rwanda. So that will be a good way. I know Liz is working towards making sure that her daughter is going to bed before being here. Yeah, so this is the message we are planning after 13 minutes. So she'll be here in a few minutes. Okay, now we are here, John Kenneth. So you can keep asking any question you have, and they'll be answering while we are waiting for Liz, so that we can be able to go through all these kind of questions. Francis Minta, you say, hello, EBM, greeting from Ghana. Are we supposed to send medical results to KCC? No. First of all, you cannot do a medical before you get to the interview date. KCC doesn't want to take your medical because how do you send that? You are not even allowed to open that envelope. You are not even allowed to open that envelope. The medical you do after KCC send you the schedule for the interview. So if they say your interview is maybe May 2nd, you're going to do the medical then. And once you do the medical, the envelope they are giving you, you don't open that envelope and you don't send to KCC. You go with it to give them to the embassy. Elizabeth Juso, thank you again for the live. I know you were in Namibia. Thank you so much. And today I started a little bit late because during the afternoon I was so exhausted because yesterday I slept very, very late. I was working on something, so I slept very, very late. And so today I said I'll do a little bit later, but usually all the time I do around the same time. Joe Kamau from Kenya, thank you so much. From Uganda, Amanya Joseph. Oh, someone from New Jersey. I'm Coffee. Thank you so much from New Jersey, and I'm glad you can be. You are an hour ahead of me, so now it is 4 p.m. or if your time, mine now here, I'm 3. I'm using Central Time. Thanks so much. I'm Coffee. Where are you originally from, Coffee? Are you from Ghana? Because most of the people of Kofi Anani, and the other people, I know a lot of people with the word Coffee, but are from Ghana. Or some from Ivory Coast, but I think majority from Ghana. Rhoda, hello, Rhoda from watching from Kenya. Thank you so much. Oh, Coffee, I'm DV 2020 winner from Ghana. And you already now in New Jersey. Thank you so much, Coffee. I really appreciate you for joining me here. Our Julius from Cameroon. Thank you so much. Okay, there is Mutaru Abdi Baisu from Ghana. Mutaru from Ghana want to know whether your spouse picture can disqualify your application. I don't understand your question. The picture used to apply for the DV lottery, or you mean the picture you are using on the interview date? If you have won the picture, there is no problem with the picture on the DV lottery application. There is no problem with that. So your spouse cannot disqualify you because the picture of the spouse, the picture of the dependents, the kids, and the main applicant in the DV lottery all must have the same qualifications. Okay, Liz is here now. Hello, Liz. All must have the same qualifications. Hello.
Hi.
Are you able to hear me?
I can hear you.
I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
I cannot hear you. Oh, it's just my... Okay, now I can hear you. Sorry. Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you. So can you hear me now?
Yes. I put in my volume low when I'm talking, so because I'm not talking to anybody, so that's the reason.
But there's an echo.
I don't know. Oh, just wait. Now it's not there. Right?
Oh, I think it's me. I clicked on the link to your live. Is it there now?
Still there, yeah.
I think it's me. Let me join again. Let me stop this.
Okay.
Is it better now?
Now, yes, yeah.
I had opened on another window. I opened your stream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I've been answering people's questions here, but yeah, so let me post Lizzie's channel here. Just wait. Okay, so Let me start asking you question, Liz. Okay, just let me put your channel here and then go ahead and ask some questions.
Okay, just remind people to go and subscribe to my channel. My
Yes.
is to hit 1K in a few weeks. I'm almost there, only about 40 people to get to 1K.
Yeah, so up
subscribe.
to now we are around 51 people who are watching right now. If all these people go to subscribe to your channel, it means you are going to have 1,000 subscribers.
Please go and subscribe. Click on the link and subscribe. You will enjoy my channel. I share almost a few of the similar things EBM shares. I share my journey, how I came from Uganda to the United States. And actually, even if you reach out to me privately, I usually answer people's questions. I have an email address on my About tab, and I usually answer people's questions. And it's nice, and people reach out every now and again. So if you're interested in supporting me, if you love my brother EBM, you can also love me. Why not?
Exactly. And they have to subscribe to Roll with Liz channel. Please do so right now. When we finish this live, I believe we'll be having the number up to 1,000, which you are.
I hope so. People just go and subscribe. Okay.
So we wanted to talk a lot of various things today. It's randomly so many things, but I just put on the banner few things, just like starting up life, especially jobs. If you have side hustle, how all those will be able to play part. If someone wants to have 2 jobs, for instance, someone wants to have someone wants to have 1 job and do business, or like someone know how to do some hair, you can be doing something and then doing on the hair on the side. So on your side, how many jobs do you have?
2 jobs so far.
And how do you manage those one so that other people can be able to oh, you have already got a subscriber already.
Oh, nice.
Samuel.
Nice.
Yeah. Another one. Thank you so much, everyone. Please.
Woo! I'm excited.
Yeah.
Guys, subscribe. And like I said, I am a very free person. Reach out to me. There's an email on my tab. I have Instagram. I have Facebook. You can ask me anything. And with my journey, I can share with you. And trust me, if you learn from somebody that has lived the experience, it's different from somebody that knows it theoretically. But if you have gone through something, you can advise better, especially if you're trying to come to America and live here.
Yes. So various I mean, like you said, like you have 2 jobs. So how did you get those 2 jobs? Number 1. And how do you manage to have 2 jobs? While I believe in Uganda, we didn't have 2 jobs.
Yeah, in Uganda, I wouldn't have 2 jobs, but here, first of all, I'll say the difference with the jobs here is you can have as many jobs as you can, as long as you're fit, you're healthy, and you have the skill. You can do it if you're still young and you're fit to do it. There's no limit, as long as you have the ability to perform. Because here it is all about performance, output. What can you do? They don't care about your education, how much you have studied in school. You have a master's, a bachelor's, a diploma. Of course, that can count if you're applying for professional jobs. But it's so nice that here, if you have a skill, for example, you can do anything. The world is not even the limit. The sky is not the limit. If you can weave, like, let me say you've talked about hair. For example, you can make your own online business, and you can run it on social media, and you start like that. And when you get a bigger audience, then you can do your own business and you run it here. So I'll say that it's nice that you're able to use your talent or your skills that you have here easily than we can back home in Uganda. because our system in Uganda or Tanzania or Kenya, most of the time, they teach us to go to school and learn all these theories, but you don't have so much of the skills to put at hand. For example, there are jobs that you would think are not so paying back home in Uganda or in Kenya or in Tanzania, wherever you're watching from, and maybe it's in Africa. For example, tailoring, you can say, how do they call this? If you do like women's hair, like
they do braids, all those kind of things, yeah.
Yes, these are the things I should have learned back home. Imagine if I knew how to do braids.
It's the cheapest amount, $100 to make someone's, to put the braids, whatever.
Yes, I do.
That is the cheapest one, $100.
It is so expensive. I pay 120.
Yeah.
To just put a few braids. That's why now I have my natural hair. I'm saying, let me keep my $100 now. Until sometime soon, maybe it's on my birthday, I can take myself out, but it is so expensive. So imagine if you have that skill and you come here. I have a friend of mine, she's called Jalia. She's also from Uganda. So she's very skilled with hair. She can braid anything from scratch. And once she landed here, she lives in Texas. Once she landed here, she started doing that. She started doing mobile braiding. She knows how to put wigs, all these African hair crafts. And at this point, as I talk, she has so many followers on her Facebook page, on her YouTube channel, and that's all she does, plus a few businesses. So she has been able to do that and not have to do a regular job. So wherever you are, if you're watching me right now and you're in Africa, you're in Uganda, you're in Kenya, Botswana, wherever you are, learn a practical skill. It is very important to have some practical skill. It will make you very independent, very unique, and you will beat it all odds here if you have a practical skill.
I want to put to people a simple math. Just assume every single day you have, let's say, 2 customers for the hair. That means you get 2 customers, $200, right? Per day. 2 hours. The rest you can be to do babysitting, or you can play with your child, take the whatever. So $200 per day. Times the 30, 6,000. That is more salary than the person with a PhD. Because if you times 12, that is 72,000 per year. More than someone with a PhD when he's teaching to the university. And you're working 2 hours.
Only 2 hours?
Yeah, every single day. Assume you have 5 customers every single day. And the person like that way sometimes has a very relaxed life. You say he's going for vacation, whatever you want to eat.
Yes.
That's how it is. So the mistake nowadays is I know a lot of women, because doing the hair, whatever, we don't do that. Like back in generation, everyone was knowing how to do, but nowadays they don't do. Like you go to the salon, you go wherever, so they do not. You come here, and say, man, if I knew, but
you know, back home it is also affordable. Before, like when I was in school or when I was in Uganda, I was able to go and pay for myself in salon. You pay $15 and you do a very good, nice style, and you go.
Yeah.
And if you're paying it here, man, oh man, you would want to save that money.
Today we have a lot of people from Uganda.
Oh, nice. Thank you for watching, Mr. Senkungu. Make sure you go and subscribe to my channel. The link is on there on the chat in the comment section so that you join my family as well. Ask me anything. I will be available to answer. If anyone has any questions regarding my movement from Uganda to America, please go ahead and ask. Don't be shy. Yeah. I will be free to answer any question.
Yeah. And you have another person from Nigeria. Yeah. So, also from Tanzania is here, William Paul.
Nice. People, all of them, tell them to go and subscribe. I have so many subscribers already coming in. Thank you for the love. Now I have over 969.
Okay, I put your link again if someone comes.
I'm excited now. Almost at.
Okay. Okay. So for now, what types of 2 jobs are you doing? So you have 2 jobs.
Okay. So I work from. Let me see. Just one moment, because my daughter is all over the.
I enjoy.
Come say hi to people.
Hi, Luna.
Okay. You wanna say hi?
Hi, people.
So
We are doing.
okay. So okay, go watch. You come back later, okay? Bring your socks. Sorry. So I'm home, so she's very happy that I'm not busy today. So I work from home. I work for a bank, so I do customer service job. So I work for 5 days a week. And then the other gig, the small other job that I do is I work from 6 p.m. to around 11 p.m. So it is flexible for me. I work from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., my other regular job. And then the other small gig, which is usually once or twice, 3 times a week, is from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the night.
Okay. And do you plan to start learning how to do hair and other things or no?
Yes, actually, I am always learning on YouTube and learning from all these people that are teaching. It's not easy, but I'm planning to get a practical skill. The other day, I was thinking I could do tailoring. If I get like a machine, I could teach myself how to make.
Let me tell you something about tailoring. It's very easy. There are those computerized one. So you put the design, whatever you want, and you force the computers, but it's very expensive. It's not like the one which you use a lot of energy. So that one, you put the design, you put everything, and then it does but for you.
And you know why? So when I had just come, that was the first month had just come, I wanted to adjust my clothes because they didn't fit. I had just had a child and my clothes were bigger, so I wanted to adjust them to my size because I'd lost a lot of weight. In fact, even today I have been working out. That's why I'm in these workout clothes. I like to stay healthy. So when I lost a lot of weight and my clothes didn't fit me, so I asked my husband, let me go and go to the tailor so that I can reduce my jeans and they fit me nice. We went to the tailor. Getting there, they were charging me the same price I bought the jeans and the clothes, the dresses. So they asked me $15, that is $17, that is $25. I said, what? I said, I would rather go and buy new clothes. So that made me think, if I knew how to do this, I could reach out to my local people in the community and say, hey, I could charge you this for a start. And how many, I'll just charge you small money until I build an audience and I can do my own tailoring in the garage, like in the garage, and open and do like a show, like put a thing and say I'm doing tailoring and starting from $2 to $5 for the start. First, build the confidence.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a few questions for you. One is a comment. You can read it there.
Thank you, Annette. And I have 674 subscribers now. Yay, I'm so happy.
Another one is the question from Captain Chichi. Is Liz a DV winner too, or she came through other means? So you can answer yourself that one.
Okay, so Captain Chichi, I did not come as a DV lottery winner. I came through a fiancé visa. And that means my husband is an American, so I came through the fiancé visa. And we did a video explaining the whole process on my page. So if some of you that are watching are interested in learning the process and how long it takes and what to consider, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and look through the video. There's a video we made recently.
Okay. I can ask another cultural question. For you, your husband was in Uganda. That's how you met your husband. and then later you live now here. How was the interracial relationship you had while you were in Uganda versus here? How do people perceive around in African context versus here?
Okay, that's a very good question too. You see, back home in Uganda, people always, we are very welcoming. For example, thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate so much. Thank you, guys, and whoever wants to go and subscribe. Just thank you. Patrick, but they are so funny. So I was still answering. So back in Uganda, people did not have a problem, actually. They are very friendly to us. We haven't had any problem of being an interracial couple, of people coming to be so negative. So I thank God for that. The only difference is back in Uganda, I think we got a lot more attention than what we get here, because people would like, in a good way, like we did not ever get a negative or comments or anything, but people would want to help me carry my daughter. They would want to talk more to my husband and ask him where he comes from, which is a good thing. They start up a conversation, and they also would want to know how we met. And also, if you're watching and you'd like to know how we met, we also made a video on that, and you can check through my videos. So if you are my subscriber or you haven't subscribed, subscribe. And our stories, everything is there. I share my life and everything to motivate somebody out there. So the difference was when we came here, people mind their business.
Yeah.
They don't, like, I haven't seen anyone like make a big deal of it. Of course, you'll get a few stares. People will look at you and ask if that's your child, but it's not in a negative way. Like, I wouldn't, so it's not a very big impact of a difference. And because here you're mostly with your immediate family, there's not many gatherings or weddings or functions. It's just different that
people mind their own business.
Yes, in Uganda you're around so many people, and here you're just with your family, unless you go to the stores. So it's just different.
Another question for you. Hi, Liz. Did you have your education in Uganda or in the US?
I had all my education in Uganda. I started from nursery school to secondary to university. I have a bachelor's degree in business computing. All that was in Uganda because I just moved here. I'm not planning to go back to school. I'm just planning to learn a practical skill at the moment. So
what you want is to make your YouTube to be bigger.
Yes, make my YouTube channel, teach you guys how to do, for example, EBM. Imagine if I knew how to design a cloth, like make this blouse on my channel. I would just put on my camera and show you guys how to do it. You can do it like this, tailoring. That's how people make money these days. Learn a practical skill. So that's what I'm planning to do.
Liz, where are you from exactly in Uganda? I like Uganda's name. They have two S. When I was visiting, how do you pronounce them?
Mr. Senkungu, I'm from Kanungu, which is in the southwestern part of Uganda, but I grew up in Kampala mostly.
You have greetings from Italy.
Thank you. I don't know how to say the name, Sicilian.
For me, when we are talking about the side hustle, like what other jobs do you do on the side? Especially, I'm giving an example recently. With the pandemic, when it is happening, usually my job, I travel a lot. Without pandemic, I travel up to 5 times in a year to go to Africa. So I stay maybe from January, the 4th week of January, I have to travel. Then I come back, travel again. So you generally come and do reporting and whatever. Then that, so you can travel very small, fewer times is 3 times. That is the fewer time. And when you go one trip, you don't go to one country. You go at least 2 countries. So that's what we have been doing. So now, obviously, from March 14th, Last year we've been working from home up to now, and we will continue. Up to now we are not traveling up until maybe next year. So obviously I'm not traveling. So one of the things which I was figuring out, because I cannot have two jobs, like going, let's say, okay, I'm doing this my normal job, and then maybe during the night I have to go to work, maybe to the supermarket or something like that, because when I'm travel I have to quit the job all the time, so to be crazy. So I said, okay, now as I said, now I decided to say, now my YouTube is my second job now. So officially, that means the energy I could use to find another job and work for another job, that energy I will invest in my YouTube. So that will be, this will be my full-time, I mean, this is my part-time job, but 5 years, the YouTube will become full-time job, meaning I'm going to quit everything. I can live any place I want to go. Wherever I'm traveling, I can make a video, whatever I want, without any problem. So that is the 5 years goal. That's why I'm investing, like I'm reading, I purchased the book from Conshan, what is his name? Yeah. Well,
YouTube secrets. Okay.
And I'm also writing the book now about YouTube. Because these books, yes, everybody has their own genre. I can explain my mistakes and everything. And every way on how you can be able to start, because some people, they are talking about having great gear and all other kinds of things. For me, I'm using like smaller things, like I have this one, I can just use my phone, and so smaller things like how I'll be able to do, and in a consistent way, and not to get out of your line, because sometimes you might start catching up or have to be trending. That means now I have to talk about the video. Is not my content. So
okay.
Sometimes you can depend. What do you really want? Do you want just to get all the news coming, whatever? If it is politics, about celebrities, about sports, you have to define if you are a news channel based on that. If you are more education channel based on, so you have to find out what is you are good of and where you can be able to build your base. Yeah, kind of that.
Yeah. And you see also, sometimes you don't know what you want to do, but like I said, we can, I would urge every colleague of mine from Europe, Africa, wherever you're watching from, if you have a practical skill, you stand out. You stand out so much, and you're unique. You use your own design to do whatever you want to do. And even if you have a job, like a regular job, if you're adding something to that job, they're going to promote you because you have something unique you're adding in that others are not bringing in, which is a good thing. So, yeah.
Okay. Hi, EBM and Louise's sister. Can I get a job whenever I'm outside of the United States? I wanted to understand the question.
I think what he means is, maybe he's meaning, can he get like a US job when he's not
outside of the United States?
Yes.
There are very few you can be able to get, very, very few. It can be maybe translation jobs here and there, but because there are certain jobs someone can get freelance, just like is a special.
Okay. From upstairs, you come back.
Can you translate this document? Kind of that. But in order to get a full-time job with a US company, you can, but there are certain ways you can be able to do that. But because there are certain restrictions about how to a company to hire a foreigner, so they can, if they can create like you can be a contractor, kind of that, not like an employed. So they pay you, and it's just you to figure out the tax in the area, and the company will pay here. You can be able to do that, but most of those ones, they will be like, you can be a YouTuber. They give assignment to get YouTube or news for maybe, let's say, New York Times. They want to cover certain news in your country, and they ask you, you can be a correspondent for them, kind of that. Or it can be like you are a linguist, you can be able to do that. Or you can be a web designer, they can be able to do that. But you cannot be like in a normal daily job, you are just a director and you are just based over there. There is a lot of restrictions on those kind of things.
There are also jobs that when you're outside the US, if you're within Canada and Europe, that is easier. They will definitely hire you for jobs. Like, for example, for the job that I do, they hire people from Canada and US. That's all. Outside that, they will not give you the job. But if you look for other jobs, online jobs, like virtual jobs, if you want to be an assistant, like he was saying, you can get them depending on which country you are. It's so difficult. When I was in Uganda, those jobs were not really so available. I don't know if because we don't have good internet speed, but if you're in countries like Kenya, actually Kenya, you can get easily than if you're in Uganda. I have a few friends that work from Kenya, but they work for companies from the US. So it would be about your luck and also about how, I mean, your skills. Like I said, for the jobs here, they are serious about input. So they can hire you. And if you're not bringing in input, if you're not doing the jobs they hired you to do, they will fire you. So you just have to be ready to work. So look around for online jobs.
Liz, you have a question from Victor. Have you ever applied for the green card lottery prior qualifying for the fiancé visa?
No, I had never, and I actually did not know about it until I came across EBM's channel, and I learned about it, and I also did a video about it because I felt it was very interesting. I did not know about it before, Victor.
Okay, let me add another question. Were you planning in your life one day you'll come to live in America?
So growing up, I've always liked to adventure and travel. And before I came here, I'd traveled actually to Europe, I'd traveled to Dubai. So I had actually kind of exposed myself to these Western countries before. And I loved the idea, but I didn't necessarily want to live in the USA. But I love the idea of traveling, and I did not see myself living outside Uganda, especially because of, we are attached to family so much. I did not think I would ever leave my mother, my sisters. I have 7 siblings. So I did not think I would ever live away from them. And this just happened. Life had to be. And we don't actually intend to be so far away from home. We can always travel back and forth between Uganda and the USA if finances allow. Because of my family, I'm like so attached to my family and I miss them. But yes, I have always had a desire to travel and get to know how people live on the other side of the world. Yes.
Yeah, it's not like me, it's different. I mean, I was a 50th grader saying, nah, my life, United States of America, that's where I'll go to there. Possible be back there. So
you were very sharp. For me, I did not even know a big difference between USA and Europe. Like growing up, you think Europe is the same as USA. You don't even have a diverse.
I didn't have the difference, like the lifestyle. But US was just like huge. Like it's just like, I mean, yes, you see, Europe, you see England, but US is just like, and remember at that time that I was World Cup 1994, like US, when they say like, I mean, it was like crazy. So, and I've not even a single regret like about being here.
It's good that you already had an idea. Because for me, honestly,
that's why on my end, for my end, for instance, when we discuss like you, because you didn't have that mindset for a long time, so that's why like sometimes there is too much attachment. Yes, I'm attached to the family, but I don't carry. Oh man, I miss ugali. Oh, I miss whatever I was to matoke. I don't miss anything. Yes, here and there. Today I ate ugali. I cooked myself. If I want to, I can say 6 months I can cook the food I like. But it's not like because for so many long time I knew when I leave, I go there what I'm going to sacrifice. So it was part of my back on my mind. So now it's not like okay, if I haven't been there for 4 years, it doesn't affect me than before. Like for you, it's a little bit different because it came, but you didn't plan like okay. this is what we are going to foresee what will happen in that way. But now, if I look, I want to live in developing countries a lot, not for the rest of my life, for the various reasons. Number one, I want my kids to have that exposure of having another culture. That's number one. But the other thing is the opportunity of eating the nice food, the fresh food. Like you can eat fruits, you can eat veggies. That is huge. While you are there, you don't see like it's a big deal. You want to eat Western food, but for me, that is huge. Like waking up in the morning, I can see my smoothie full of nice mangoes, sweet mangoes. Those are the things I really want. That kind of life. That's what I want. That's why even if I have to live here, I have to. That's my goal, is to go to live in the rural area, in the village, have like 4 or 5 acres, and to be able to have my own goat, have cow, get milk from the cow, milk from the same day. That's my life.
Okay, I see someone is asking. It says, let me look for the question. I think I missed it, but it could be from watching from Uganda. I think someone who was asking between USA and apply for green card, who was asking about USA and Canada as far as green pasture.
Okay, I'm just.
You see that question? I can't find it.
Is this one, is American Canada, which one is better as the green pasture is concerned?
So I will give my opinion and then you can add on.
Okay.
So it's 2 different things depending on what you're looking for. In the US, there's not much of actually a big difference between Canada and the US, but it depends on what you're looking for. So I have actually realized that many jobs in Canada will pay almost the same as what you'll be paid here. So if you're looking at job security and how much you would earn from a job, there is not going to be a very huge difference between having a job in Canada versus having a job here in America. However, if you look at certain jobs, for example, I have a friend that teaches in how do you say here? It's not called nursery, but it's a daycare center. And she earns about $18 an hour. And when I try to search in the area where I live, for the starter jobs like that, they would pay you less.
Yeah.
You'd begin from about 15, but for her where she is and the state where she is, she began at $18 an hour. But that also comes to the fact that it depends on where you live. So different states have different, how do you say, minimum wage?
Minimum wage, cost of living is different.
Cost of living. So if you're in a state where the minimum wage is $10, don't compare yourself to someone who is living in California and probably the minimum wage is $15 an hour. It is different. So depending on all those, just look at those and you decide where you want to live. It is usually advisable to live in a more not so expensive state if you're just developing yourself and you're just coming here to establish your life here. Don't look at California, New York City.
New York, baby. Everybody wants to be New York.
Those ones, you'll be frustrated. So look at the cheaper states. You can go to Texas. You can go to Missouri.
I ran away from California and came to Missouri.
Yes, because all the money you're going to earn, you're going to end up spending it and you'll be miserable. So I don't know if that answers. EBM can add on, but from my experience, that's what I would advise.
Yeah. First of all, like you said, both these 2 countries are first world countries. Canada and the US are first world countries. So Walmart, Target is Target, McDonald's is McDonald's. They have the same high quality of life, almost the same. There are certain differences in medical systems, like how they do in Canada is a little bit different, a little bit better education, medical or healthcare compared to Canada. I mean, compared to the US, because here is a little bit different insurance system. But the bigger difference between the 2 countries, I can say, if you go to Canada, let's say as a student, it's easier to become permanent resident of Canada, because Canada has what we call the merit-based immigration. That means you apply, you have bachelor degree, you have master's degree, you get extra points. You have experience working in first world country. You lived in Canada before. You have a certain age. Others will be giving you extra points to have the life in Canada. So it is easier that way. But if you come do bachelor or master's in the US, it's not a guarantee you can apply green card and get it. Unless otherwise you apply, I'll go up to PhD or master's in science and you get a very good job, and then the employer is going to sponsor for you. But in Canada, you can apply direct to become a permanent resident based on the merit-based immigration system. But this is me now. Between the two, over my dead, I will take US. Why I take US is because Canada, remember, is one country. Within one country, 60% of Canada is speaking English, or 70%. The rest of the quarter or half of the Canada, Quebec and other places, they speak French. So for that case, if you're coming from English-speaking country and you do not have any background in French, you are limited to half or 60% of the country for all opportunities. That's, you have to consider that one. But in the US, and remember, the entire population of Canada is smaller than the population of the state of California. But in the US is 50 countries joined together. That means is entire Africa joined together as United States of Africa. So this is United States of America. So that means just assume if all Africa is one country, and you have the opportunity to find a job from Uganda, you can go to Cameroon. From Cameroon, you can go to another country. So you have more job opportunities. And if you do business, you have so many people as customers if you do online. So for me, like you see, I moved from one country of California to Missouri. And I started another country or state you can call from West Virginia. So I can I can apply a job to any state, I can move to any state. But in Canada, we'll be moving from one city, but it's still a smaller country compared to in US as a combination of 50 countries or 50 states joined together. So that is the bigger difference, what I can simply say, when it comes to if we want to have all these opportunities. But if you have a stable job, still Canada and US, they are almost all the same. But obviously, it's so cold in Canada, depending on the US. US, you can go run away, go to the state which is a little bit not so cold, or even a state without snow. But Canada, even all the states in US which are very, very cold are closer to Canada. Minnesota, Michigan, New York, Vermont, Wyoming, Montana, all those states closer to Canada, they're extremely cold.
Okay, so I see so many questions coming in, and there's one from Mercy down below. If you could check that out. I think she's asking, I'm a single mom. If I win, can I leave my child behind and come back to pick and travel back with her before the 6 months period? And that is a yes, but Mr. EBM...
You shouldn't advise that.
You could...
I advise people, come all together at once. Get the actual card. If you want, then take your child back. Because let's say you come here, you fly alone, you come here. And then after being here, because your child has to fly within 6 months, then you fly back to go to bring your child. Then you come back here. So you are going to waste more flight ticket, because if your purpose is to come here alone, you are wasting more money.
Yeah.
Of just come together with your child, get the actual card after a month or two, then take your child back. That means that will be easy way. But then you come here, after that, after a month or two, you have to go back to bring your child, because the child will not be given the actual card until he's here, first of all, until he arrives in America. So the child will get the actual card, then what? If the child will continue to be here in America, or you want the child to be in Africa. So if the child wants to be here with you, then come together at the same. I know it is, no matter what, to have a child is complicated in the developed world, because there is no easy way to afford to have nannies, whatever daycare is very expensive. And plus a single mother, whether you are immigrant, whether you are American born and raised here, to be a single mother here is very, very tough, because it's not like in Africa, the neighbor can come help you. You have auntie, you have brother, you have uncle, they help you. You can have a housemaid, you can pay $20 and the food and whatever, and they can help you. Here's a different ball game. So that is a big challenge. So no matter what, is a sacrifice, yes. So either you come all at once and you live forever here, but my advice will be come at once, start the life, get the card, and then take your child there and establish yourself at least for a certain time. Then you can bring your child here.
Okay. And I see somebody, Victor Kosgei, is asking, the cousin won a DV lottery, and he's asking if she's going to be offered a job in the US.
That is a good question. Let me.
So practically, when you win when you get the green card and you come here, you're on your own. The government doesn't give you a job. It doesn't owe you anything, but it has given you the chance to live.
What is that one? Let me. Okay.
So
Continue.
all you have to do is if she has won and she really wants to come, it's all up to her. She has to find means, buy a ticket, come here, do interviews and pass. And when she gets here with the host family, she will have to look for a job.
Yeah. That is the question that people are asking me. So is the government going to give me a job? Are they going to find me a place to stay? One, do you know the importance, the value of the green card? Green card is a huge, huge thing, in case you didn't know that. So the government to give you that green card, if the US government says, if someone wants a green card, you pay $25,000 US. There are so many people here in America who will pay that amount of money within a day to get that card. It is very, very huge. But if you win the lottery because you do not know, people struggle here for 10 years to get that card. It is a very tough way to get the card. Because without that card, you have restriction of jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So once you come here, when the US, they give you have won, you will pay the visa, you will pay the ticket, you will pay everything. Once you come here, yes, there are resources for you to help you to get jobs. Because there are resources, for instance, like, let's say, job centers where you go there. Then when you go there, they will help you to write a resume, to prepare for the interview if you want. There are those kind of areas. There are places, they have free internet, those centers, which are free. But you can also get in the library. There are other centers are free. Library, you can go and search. You can go to the to get the job through the agency, these agency centers, whatever, the recruiting centers. They will help you to get a job. But you can also get a job by yourself apply online. But no one is giving, they don't provide a job for you. They don't choose a state for you to go. They don't care where you're going to stay. They don't care all those kind of things. They will care on to fill on the DS260, which address are you going to stay in America. But once you arrive here, you go to be homeless, that is up to you. So those are the few things I want to make sure that you understand. It's not that easy. But it is worth to come. It is a challenge to start, but once you have, because if someone comes as a student, is limited to work 20 hours per week. If you come as a green card holder, you are allowed to work 24 hours in 24 hours of one day. They don't care how many hours you work. So you have that. While someone is coming as an international student, finding a way to start the life, you come here from day one, you are allowed to apply for a job for full time from day one. So that is the big difference. Lorna, when you go for that interview, do they ask you for the bank statement? For the DV lottery, no, they don't ask. Remember, after all, they have removed the what we call the public charge since the end of last year. So for that particular case, there is no problem. They don't ask that way. Jumbo Victor here from Kenya. At the home of the champions, keep on assisting us, Boniface. You are indeed a mascot. Thank you. Okay. So let me quickly go to question while Liz is not is going to help with the child. How do you send the documents to KCC, Ronald? The document to KCC you send it through email. They'll email you and they'll give you the instruction how to put the documents in the email. You can put in the PDF or on JPEG format. My advice: use the PDF, will be the easy way, and they'll tell you how to put the documentation. Amanya Joseph, if I'm currently 20 years old and when we apply for the next DV lottery in November, by then, time of selection, I will be 21. Will that be if I apply as derivative under my mother? If you apply, you are under the age of 21. If your mother is applying and your derivative, at the time of applying and at the time the results and the process to come, you are 21, you still be considered as 20. You will be able to come because the day of applying, you are still under the age of 21. That is a very good question. Okay. Hi EBM, my number is part of the April-May visa bulletin. Should I still wait for the email to submit my documents? Yes, wait for the email to submit the documents, because even if you send, they don't do anything with the documents because they haven't asked you. So that is hello, I'm William from Tanzania. If one wins the DV lottery in 2021, will he be eligible to go to the United States? When will he be eligible? First of all, DV 2021 is the one people who are processing now. People who applied last year, they applied for the DV 2022. So for instance, let's say the people who applied in DV 2022 applied in October 2020. The results are coming out on May 8, 2021. They will start coming in US. The interview will start on October 1st, 2021 until September 30th, 2022. The day you are given the visa, you have 6 months to prepare yourself to come to America. So you can come anytime after that. Okay, first of all, Lizzie said you go and subscribe to our channel and you can ask if any private question there. She can be able to answer that. Watching from Uganda, nawapenda sana, asante sana Roda. Ray, how are you? I know you are, yeah. Okay, let me go through some few other questions. What are support documents need at the interview to bring? For the DV lottery interview, okay. For the DV lottery interview, welcome back, Liz.
Thank you.
For the DV lottery interview, the documents, first of all, the same documents you send to the KCC are the same documents you are going with them to the US Embassy for the interview. The only documents KCC don't ask are the documents like education and work experience. But the rest of the documents are the same: passport, birth documentation. If you are married, marriage documentation, police clearance record. Obviously, then you'll have medical, all those documents, and then proof of work experience and education.
Okay. Is there any personal questions I could answer? And okay, before we continue, guys, the link is in the comment section. Please go and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions you need to ask me about my journey from Uganda, being born and raised in Uganda, now living in the US where you almost don't know anyone apart from your partner, you can ask me anything on my channel. So go ahead and subscribe, guys. And yeah, let's catch up, let's connect. I will look through the comments and see if there's anything that is directly to me. And
I'm looking first for the question directly for you, first of all. And then
so someone is asking, Liz, I'm a primary teacher in Wakiso, Uganda. If only I can have an opportunity to do anything in the US, that will be a dream come true. Any tips to join the US? So I would say the easiest way is follow EBM. He teaches on how to win the DV lottery. That is like the cheapest, I would say, or the quickest way to get a green card, because you come when you already have the green card. The other processes take even longer, and you'd have to pay a lot more money, and it's a lot of bureaucracy. So if you're planning to come to the US, first of all, it's not easy. there's a process you have to follow. So either you can come here through a visitor's visa, you can come here through a fiancé visa, you can come through a spouse visa, you can come through here as a student coming to learn. You can also come here as a DV lottery winner, which means you will have one to come and live here. You already have your green card. The others you can check through on Google and see whichever one you can apply to. But they are really expensive, I will say. And the process is not really it takes a while, let me say. So yeah, that's what I would say. If you're planning to come here, it is very expensive and the process is long, but we cannot limit ourselves. You give it a try. Give it a try, and if you're able to come, it's not going to be very easy. It's not a walk in the park because it's a whole different culture. It's a whole different community, environment, technology, like everything you're starting to learn like a baby. Even the things to use around the house. You know, I gave a story. If you check through my videos, I was telling EBM, the first time I came here, the first months, one time I'd visited my parents-in-law and they brought me food. So I wasn't ready to eat at the time. So I put it in the fridge and waited to eat later so that, you know, I can eat whenever I'm free. So because back home, we don't use so many microwaves. We just cook the food, it's ready to eat. The rest you can pour or you put in the fridge, whatever you want to do, but we don't use microwaves all the time. So I got the food, it was still in the foil, the aluminum foil. I put it in the microwave to start, and I almost put the house on fire because I wasn't used to that, and I didn't think that is a metal. You don't put the metal in the microwave. So I had to learn like a child, like they're teaching me all these things as if, of course I had seen a microwave before, but if you don't use something over and over again, you may make a mistake. So that was one thing that I had to learn. I had to wake up. You have to know what you're doing with these electric appliances. So some of those small things you will have to learn once you come here. But that was the first one. EBM, do you have any experience when you came here that you did not know and you had to learn a small thing?
Usual, that's I'm saying, like for you came recently. Africa has a lot of these westernized items. Compared to the time I was coming, 2008, there are not much of the most westernized things like currently. So even like right now, someone in Uganda has been to the very 5-star hotel. But in Tanzania, back at the time, we had like 2-3 hotels, which you cannot even afford to go there. Like back in the time, I was a university student. So you come here, you have no clue of so many things. I remember we arrived at Stanford. The first place we arrived in California. And I'll make the comment about American Dream. Is the guy was thinking is only in California. So we went to stay in the, like, so we're just like a couple Africans, like, so. So in the morning, we just how did you take shower? Because it was, how do you turn the hot water and the cold? Because it was completely different how you monitor, like, but we did it. So one person said, some was cold water, or is it too hot water? Another person was just having hot water here and take from the city. It was crazy.
And you know what? You know how it's also different, by the way. In Uganda, we usually, the common showers is, you will have that you can turn it to blue, and that is cold water, turn it to red, and that's warm water. That is not here. It is you either turn it all the way to like really hot water or turn it down to really cold water. So I think I understand you.
Yeah, so there are so many other things, like even like concept of salad. Now people know salad, but for me, chicken salad, I'm eating chicken. I bought it. What is this? I mean, this is a grass, like, no way. So I never touch the salad. I'm not a goat. Never.
You're not going to eat like a cow.
No. Yeah, so it's very interesting. So
my
this
other big challenge, I think they're seeing that this is in a positive way. Like, I don't mean to offend anyone, but I had never seen people, how do I put it so that it doesn't come out as negative, but I'd never seen big people. Is that the word? Like,
yeah.
I'd never seen people that are so big. And big here in America, people may think I'm talking of tall. No, I mean big in size.
Yeah.
Like, I'd never seen people like that. And you don't want to stare at them because that is rude. But
Very
to
rude.
me, growing up, honestly, I had never seen people that could be that big. So that was also something that you come to terms with. You don't have to look at it as negative or something that is a shock, but it was something new that I had to learn. And I think it's because of the difference also in the foods we eat here. Because even most of my Ugandan friends, when they came here, they put on a lot of weight because of the food. So there's so much to learn once you live in a different country or culture.
Someone is asking, what is your name of your channel?
Okay.
Check on the comment.
You can post it again if you want, or I can.
Or I can put you Roll with Liz. That is the channel.
Let me see if I can post the link.
I've already posted it again, but
so
also,
did you have that challenge too, or had you seen people like that in Tanzania?
So for me, that was not a big. The challenge was to know how to use proper words.
Okay. Oh yes, yes.
For instance, in Africa, first of all, back the time I was coming, if you are that, you are big, it's positive. Nowadays, there's the issue of diet.
Yes.
But it was, I have money. That means you have big tummy, whatever. That is how in Africa it was that way. But you cannot point the same terminology to think that, oh, now you become this way, you have good money. That is, you see, like it was a hard way to come across and to change the perception in that way. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. So that's another thing is here people.
We have to use the word.
You can't say that. And you know, back in Uganda, when I had my baby, the first time I had put on so much weight, and I remember my husband posted a picture, and someone mentioned just the only comment she said was, "Wow, you have put on baby weight." And to my husband, it was a shock and as if it was rude. So when he showed me, I said, no. This is a Ugandan. I know they don't mean any harm. For them, being fat is like a big thing. It's like a good thing. So it's also...
Lose weight is a negative. That means, do you eat well?
So here, so my Ugandan friends, my Kenyan friends, don't come here and start saying that person is fat. They are going to say you are rude. They're going to not talk to you ever. Don't use those words. And like here, what I've noticed is people are very sensitive. You don't just walk to them and say anything. So you have to calculate the words you say. And
you will.
That was my biggest challenge. I think my biggest challenge was to calculate what to say. Like, because people are very sensitive, you don't wake up to them and tell them, oh, your hair looks really short today. Or you don't know how they're going to react. So there are more to the nicer side, which is nice, but also they are not so blunt. We are so blunt in Uganda. I don't know how it is in Tanzania, but in Uganda, people will walk up to you and say, hey, EBM, you have put on so much weight. Look at the stomach. Haven't you seen that?
Yeah, over there, it's just people, there's no filter because for them it's not negative. They just,
And it's funny because to us it's not.
Yeah, that is a good comment, XP. Yes,
Okay,
you can tell me, you can infer, but not to tell someone, like, yeah.
I still avoid that word so much.
No, I mean, as a term is different from any word or something other. But like when you are referring to, I mean, to someone, oh, this person, oh man, so fat. You cannot do that. That is like.
Okay. And I learned something. In Africa, we are very descriptive. For example, I remember in school, we would say something like, go and look for the brown girl with short hair and big hips. And, you know, that is how I'm describing my friend.
Okay.
Now,
it's just,
do it here. People will find it so weird because you can't say, look for the girl with short hair and, short and tall. You can't do that. But it's just a culture difference. In Africa, we are very descriptive.
Yes, XP, you put it, yeah. In US, being fat is associated with the poor health and bad eating habits.
Okay.
And especially when you are poor, it is easier to gain much weight compared to because sometimes even like the gym you don't have the opportunity to eat fruits, salad, whatever, all those kind of things. Sometimes is a very big challenge. Yeah. XP, should I send you the link? You can join. I know you are in Italy right now, right? I don't know what the time now. What about the public charge rule is gone? Yes, it's gone already. Okay. Okay, let me send the link here. Okay, so these are, let me find the other. Someone is asking me if there is one question about, yeah. Captain said, EBM, do you support the Chiefs? I hope they win another Super Bowl soon. Personally, I'm not a real American football team fan or something like that. That is the problem. Yes, I was happy when they won the other time, but I was not upset when they lost this time. Obviously, they lost against the great Tommy Brad, whatever. So that is, I'm not that like very associated with American football, especially in NFL level. Better can follow more obvious NBA basketball than American football. When I was in football, I liked college football much than NFL. And I see college football, they play with a lot of heart, whatever. And I used to attend most of the games in the college football than NFL, even to watch them. So even Super Bowl, I don't care to watch. I can watch the highlights, but not like you stay there for 4 hours, whatever, 2 hours. No, I'm not that person. Okay, no problem. So let me know when you finish, mister. Okay. Okay. Hi, when will a green card holder ask you for affidavit of support of a spouse outside the US? They don't ask at the moment. Yeah. Unless otherwise you are sponsoring a person to come to America. But if you are a green card holder you won the lottery, you are coming together, yes. But if you are sponsoring a person, they will ask the affidavit of support document as part of the documents when you are submitted to apply for a green card for your spouse. There is let me ask you a question. There is this question like someone, EBM, I hear Missouri is prone to tornadoes. How do you manage? So this is a very good question. Almost each part of the United States has their own calamities. In California, for instance, we say good weather, everything. There is fire, a lot of fires. Each year is a lot of fire. When you say, oh, Florida is a very, very nice, whatever, good weather, whatever, there is a lot of flooding, whatever those are called hurricanes, they're coming. So each state has their own. or they have those alligators that can come and eat you, something, whatever. So Midwest, all this is set in the Midwest, they have a lot of tornadoes. That's why they obviously they have basement. First of all, this is set of basement. Plus, when there is a tornado, there is a warning they put. When they announce, you get from your phone, you get it from TV, you get everywhere. There is a alarm, whatever, and then you go. Each house they build, they have a room which is contained. You can be able to be in that small room, which will be a little bit safer if the tornado happens. Yeah.
Let me announce. I'm so happy. I have 10 people to get to 1,000. Can you imagine?
Okay, so we need 10 people. So if we need
only 10, yay!
Only 10 people. So go to this channel, roll with Elise. Oh, I put on the comment here. We need 10 people. Only 10.
Actually it's 20, but 10 will be 990. Yeah, I had counted wrongly. It's 20.
Okay, we need 10, all of them.
Yeah, it's okay. So, so if you've just joined, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. The link is in the comment section.
And they on the screen.
Yeah. Okay. What did I want to say? I wanted to share my experience working here versus working back home. So if you're planning to come and you probably were working in Tanzania, in Kenya, Uganda, and you've come here to work from here, there'll be a change. For example, for me, I had an accent. I had a thick accent all there from Uganda, thinking I'm a big deal. I have a bachelor's degree and and getting here, of course, the jobs you're going to start with are not going to be so high up. You're not going to start as a supervisor. If you're from Africa or Europe, they will first want to see what can you offer. Are you good at what you've applied for? So they first want to test you. So the first thing I had to do was understand people's accents. That was so challenging to me because especially the African Americans, I couldn't understand them easily. You know, I don't have my headphones, but I would have done for you what happens. People talk EBM and I'm like, I don't even understand what they just said. And this is a job where you're supposed to help them. 1 second. So that was the challenge. I had to first understand, listen to them, know how they pronounce the words, and you're on the computer real quick. And you don't even understand what they're saying. So for me, I think the way I easily learned my job was you pay attention, so much attention, hear how they are pronouncing their names, hear how they're pronouncing the letters. So that was I was like learning in the first 3 months. I would listen to them and see how they're saying. And then, you know, at first I would say, maybe let me say, welcome to EBM station. My name is Elizabeth. May I have your date of birth? They didn't understand that. So many people would be like, what? So I had to say, welcome to EBM station. My name is Elizabeth. May I have your date of birth to begin with? And then that way they are like, hey, so she's asking for the date of birth. Then they tell you. So it was a whole different change. I thought it was going to be easy. And, you know, every time because if you're used to working, you don't expect much of a drastic change. But to me, that was like a drastic change. I had to learn their ways of talking. You have to say, another thing is, you have to say thank you 1,000,000 times. And that has taught me something. In Uganda, or where I'm born and raised, so many people don't say thank you to small things. For example, if I'm with you, EBM, in the house, if you pass me a cup, I'm not going to say thank you. In Uganda, in wherever, if you help me like pick something from my hair, maybe I have something in my hair and you pick it, I'll just look at you and smile. That is a way of saying thank you. But it is so different here. If somebody says, do you need a cup of tea? Yes, sure, thank you. So the thank you becomes like your everyday thing. And also that I had to learn. Just a small gesture, you say thank you. A small thing, thank you. You've picked my phone. Here is your phone. Thank you. Can I make you tea? Oh, thank you very much. So that did you have to go through that? For me personally, I had to go through that, especially having an American husband and American family and dealing with their family. I had to learn to be able to live with them in peace.
But you have advantage.
Uganda, if someone is making you tea, nobody's going to say thank you immediately. They will just be, oh, make me a cup of tea. Yeah.
But you have an advantage. Your husband lived in Uganda, so has a little bit understanding some of the cultural aspect. For instance,
yes.
For me, I met someone has never been to Africa at all.
Okay, yeah.
No one has ever been to Africa. The closest thing to come to Africa you see in the National Geographic.
I can't wait to read it.
Never.
XP said read
yeah. So when I came to America, for me, I came with a special scholarship. The scholarship was to come to teach Swahili language and African culture. So there is a Fulbright program. There are so many branches of Fulbright. So one among the branch of Fulbright is to bring people from all over the world to teach their languages and culture to the universities. So people from Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Somalia, India, Japan, China, we had so many people. We are like 500 people teaching different universities. So when we were so obviously they don't pay a lot because it's kind of like a scholarship. So you get like 1,000. I was in West Virginia, so 1,300 or 400. I don't remember exactly. So that's the amount of the money, and it's a very cheap state. But apart from teaching, and the first time I had like 20 students. Then usually spring you don't have much of the students, so you had like few, like 2 one time, then I had 5, whatever. So how they put the student. So what happens? So out of teaching at the university, I was working at the cafeteria making pizza. So that was one of the side hustles I was doing. So I'm making Pizza Hut. So, and the funny part, I don't eat pizza. So in the evening when we finish, they give all the boxes of pizza. They don't throw away. They give if you want them to take them. I don't eat them, so I have to take them, and they go to give my Kenyan friends. So I was their favorite friend because I was bringing them a lot of pizza because I don't eat them. So I was doing the pizza. I was cooking pizza at Pizza Hut. Then on twice per week, I have to go to donate plasma. In the US, if you donate plasma, they give you, most of the places, they give at least minimum $25 per donation. And it doesn't cost, it's different from donating blood. Blood, if you donate, you cannot donate blood twice per week. So plasma, they take out the blood, then they take the protein on the whatever those plasma cells which they are in the blood, and they take blood back into your body. So they take the plasma, and that is going to help millions of children who are born without plasma. You cannot give the pill for the plasma. So those were my number 2. So number 1 was doing Pizza Hut, cooking, and then the second one was donating plasma, and then the third one was there is one person once per week was coming to. I just talked to him in Swahili. He's old man. He lived in Tanzania back in the day, 79 to 81. So I comes there. I talk to him. He pays you an hour, $10, and he's taking you to the restaurant for lunch, and he's giving you the American culture lesson. That's why I'm going to West Virginia to meet that family too. Yeah, so those are the side hustles I did. And by the way, thanks so much you forget to get my book. And I'm hoping that I'll get good recommendations and a lot of
good reviews. Yeah. So guys, I see so many questions, and please, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, follow that link in the comment section. We are wanting to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of this live stream. So go ahead and subscribe. There's a guy that was asking for $10, and I mean, I can gladly help, but you have to go subscribe, then you send me an email. My email is on the About tab. I can help with $10, really, no problem. There's a question that is coming from someone that is asking about adoption. Speak different.
Yeah,
no, I want to answer that. So the Black Americans, they have like a different I don't know how to say, but they sound a little different. And to me, they speak so fast and their words come out different. So at first it was so hard for me to understand them, but they speak English. It's just the difference they speak with their accent. But for now, I'm good. After 1 month, 3 months, you get used to it. Somebody asked about adoption. I'm looking for that question.
Is this one?
Okay, yes.
A friend is asking if she wins and wants to travel with adopted child and the legal process is not complete by the time she is issued a visa. Can she petition with a proof of court documentation? And yes, they can do that because we'll be bringing your adopted child. But my advice will be, if you have won the DV lottery, let's say the interview is May, and you think that the process for the adoption will end in July, my advice is postpone your asking the embassy to have the interview in July or in August so that you all go and get at once. Because sometimes once they give the visa, you will start the process of just like a green card holder processing to adopt a child. That is a longer process. So, but if you have won the DV lottery, you do all at once, you all from day one get the green card. But if it's already at the end of September, you have no option. You have to do alone, and then you can process your adopted person right away.
Okay. So there's another question. Someone is asking me how my interview experience was.
I saw that question when you were out. Let me find it. Yeah.
Okay. So I will answer as you look for the question. So for me, so first of all, I came on a fiancé visa. Liz, how was your experience during your first day of the interview at the American Embassy? Were you nervous? Yes, of course you're nervous. Just like any other human being, you don't know the outcome. You cannot tell if they're going to give it to you or not.
It's the US Embassy.
Yes, and it's so big and everything is so, it kind of gives you those nerves. The nerves come out. But my major experience was I had to travel from Uganda to Kenya, and that was another big hassle. So I had to travel like ahead of time. I would advise if you're doing that, travel like a week or maybe 3 days prior, because you have to prepare yourself. You have to get a hotel that is near the embassy, and you have to be there for at least 2 weeks. So I remember traveling, I was thinking, what if I go and I don't get it? What is going to happen? Because you've already spent money on the air ticket. You're spending so much even before you know the outcome. That is the difference with these interviews. But yes, so when I got to the interview, one thing I was sure about was the documents you submit before you do the interview. Make sure you either have copies of those or you have them offhand, because the interview comes from the proof that you have given to the embassy. So if you have proved that you have lived together with your spouse, you have air tickets together, you have bus tickets together, you have pictures, make sure it is not fake. Make sure it's what you have. And for my case, I had evidence. I had what we did we had copies. So I had copies in my bag, just in case they ask me anything. I had proof. So the interview took very short time. It took me like 5 minutes. Isn't that strange? It took a very short time. They just looked at me. They said, "Welcome, Elizabeth. How was the day?" My day was fine. Okay. So do you know this guy? And that guy was my fiancé. I said, "Yes." Okay. Right now, where is he? I tell them he's wherever he was. And it was as quick as that. They asked me for whatever they asked me for, and they said they are going to get back to me, and I got the visa. So I was nervous through the whole system of getting into the embassy. They ask you, what have you come here for? They have guns. They're not scaring you. They put the things to check you. You cannot go with the bag that has water. Leave that here. But once you enter and you face the interviewer, it is very smooth.
Because you are from Africans to really meet the American inside. So has nothing to worry. But outside, like, why are you coming here? Like, relax. But then it's so difficult, like before you enter there.
Yeah, so it wasn't so difficult for me. It was so easy.
Let me give you the interesting part about the interview.
So
for me, I been to interview. The first interview was, I mean, you obviously you are nervous as everybody, but we didn't pay even the fee and everything because it was the US program, the government program. So I got the visa, and then the second time I wanted to go to the visa. So one time I'm already a US citizen. You know, it's complications sometimes to go at the embassy there. So I was going to take the exam to become a US diplomat at the embassy because my father passed away. So I traveled to Tanzania and I was supposed to take the exam in California. But because the date they have also in Tanzania at the embassy, so I changed the date to correspond to the time I'm in Tanzania to take it to the US embassy, the US diplomat exam. So I went there, the exam will start at 9. So I went there at almost like 7:50 around that time. So I come to take the exam, whatever. So the guards, do you have an appointment? I say, no, I don't have the appointment. I have the exam time, which is the appointment. Do you know who the person said? I don't need to know who I'm going to meet because I have the exam. So who is the supervisor? I don't know, and I don't care about that. Is that the English exam? I said, no, it's a diplomatic exam. I mentioned the name. So they said, like, complicated. Why you're too early? I said, that is none of my business. I have to come before the time. You can just stay, wait here. You can walk around, whatever. I said, okay. So I won't walk around. They didn't ask identification yet. So when I come back, so they ask, okay, so give us your ID. So I gave my ID, which is American passport. Oh, so you're American citizen? We are so sorry. Please don't say anything inside. I said, so you are doing this because I was speaking to them in Swahili. So when I produced my identification, man, so we are talking to the person who can go there and say we didn't do the good job. So see, it's very interesting when things can change. What ID you show them.
Yes. So someone is actually asking, and I think maybe she asked, but we didn't see the question, and maybe they're getting frustrated. So I think she's called Faith. I think she's asking about if she applied for the green card lottery and she wins and she travels to another country, how will that affect her green card? Which is obviously not to worry, but I don't see the question.
I'm just looking.
Okay. And if you have just joined, please go ahead and click on the link and subscribe to my channel.
Has a couple, if with the same Faith, has also another question, which I didn't answer. I was planning to answer, then I didn't want to. So let me answer that one first, about the income tax.
I think it's the same person. Yeah.
So let me start with the income tax.
Okay.
When you are coming to America, let's say you have won the DV lottery, you don't have much of the option which state you are going, because it depends, unless either you have a lot of people who can host you. Because if you don't have, you have one person, you are by default, whether it's in Manhattan, you'll go to Manhattan, whether it's in LA, you'll go to LA. You don't have much of the options. And once you come here, it doesn't matter that you are in which state. You can move from one state to another state anytime you want, as long as you have good job, whatever you get a good offer, you can move. But again, the issue of income tax is a different thing with the cheaper state or cost of living, low cost of living. There are very few states which they don't have state income tax, because there is income tax overall, like the federal one, which we pay almost the same, but the state, there are certain states, they don't have even the income tax at all. When you talk about the Florida, you're talking about the Texas, whatever, don't have income tax, state income tax. But they have other tax, like maybe proper tax or something to compensate that one. So each state, they have some state, they have low, for instance here in Missouri, we have very low maybe when you purchase a gas, the oil, whatever, the petrol, whatever, it's low compared to California. But here you pay even tax on the vegetables. California don't pay. So each state, they have certain way of regulating. While we are reducing on this one, there is this one. For my advice will be to look into the overall cost of living versus just one item of the state income tax. Because even the state income tax per year, you can pay, let's say you can pay maybe 500. I'm giving an example. Let's give you an example. per year is 500. But the cost of living can be extremely high versus you can go to a state which has low income. They don't have, let's say, for instance, Texas doesn't have the income tax, but it will be still high cost of living compared to Mississippi. You see what I'm saying? But overall, you can look at the cost of living. We discourage it, but it's depending on what kind of job, what kind of deals, what kind of business you do, what is your income. If you live in California and you have very good, you get 120,000, you can survive. But if you are working on the minimum dollar job in California, yes, you work, for instance, with the Amazon, $15, but I can work in Missouri, $15, the same job. Amazon, they pay the same. They don't care whether you live, where you live. But $15 in here, the apartment in California, single bedroom, is 1,200 or 1,400, but one bedroom here is 500. You see the difference? What you are going to look. So go into overall the affordable state.
Yeah.
The overall, like New York is very expensive. Hawaii is very expensive. California is very expensive. But again, it's expensive because how much you get.
So someone is also asking, I think there's one that is asking if you're partially blind or you're partially blind, can you be denied the visa? They cannot deny you because of your disability. It doesn't matter which one it is. They do not deny you depending on that. And then someone is asking, she would like to know if working from home can pay enough to live on a family. And that I will say yes. For example, if you have if you're living here or in Canada, wherever, where you're able to work from home, it is the same money you can earn as driving to another regular job. So it doesn't matter if you're working from home or you're working at an office. The difference is one is working from home, is not going to office. But if the salary or the pay, which is not usually the salary anyway, the pay is not different depending on where you're working from. So for example, for the kind of job that I do, the pay is between $15 and $20. So that can take care of a family depending on how big or small it is. So yes, so the pay can be good if you're working from home, depending on the job that you have. Working from home doesn't make you earn less just because you're working from home. It is the same. Just imagine it is the same as working from office.
There are differences, like, okay, you'll be able to save because I don't go every day from driving, transportation. Yeah, there is a certain cost. Yes, you cannot do that. Yeah. So that is the question from Faith. Suppose I have to go for studies in another country, say UK, will I be allowed to come to travel to the US after these studies, please? You are allowed to travel. If you are a green card holder, you don't need to ask permission to go outside of the United States. And when you come back, you don't need to go to the US Embassy. But if you are going to extend to live more than 6 months to a year, you have to fill the advanced parole form. You have to ask to kind of like get like a small permission that I'll be out of the country because you are permanent America.
Yes, and another person is asking that you help them understand the process of buying a car as an immigrant, a used car.
Okay.
So the prices will range between, well, you can explain better. I'm not a pro with cars.
It's very easy. When you say the purchasing of the vehicle, are you purchasing the vehicle direct on your cash, or you are going to get the auto loan as a loan? Majority of if you are immigrant to brand new, you are not going to complicate your life to go to buy $20,000 car. Your car you are going to buy will be less than $5,000, most of the time $2,000 to start your life. So obviously you buy with your cash. So the easy and the safer way, go to buy in the dealership. If you buy from the dealership, because most of those vehicles are there already have been checked, and what they are writing there is correct. But if you buy from someone like me, I'm selling the car, unless otherwise you know the person, how is he driving, how whatever their lifestyle. But some people, they might sell you a car, yes, it's cheaper, but it might not be that much, it cannot be like a great one. But starting the life, you can just go and buy, and it's very affordable depending on how much your price range. But there is a car of vehicles of 1,000 up to 4,000, like just to start with, I'm talking about. But there are used car even for 50,000, depending on the type of the vehicle, what you are going to purchase. But if you want to get auto loan, to get a loan for the vehicle, that is the difference. They don't care whether you're immigrant or you're not immigrant. They go to your credit score. How much is what is the number for credit score? Whether you're supposed to put it that. If you have bad credit, certain places they can give the vehicle, but you have to pay a certain down payment. If you wanted the $15,000 car, they will tell you have to pay maybe $3,000 as a down payment or $2,000 to show that you can be able to start with.
Okay. So I'm just trying to read through the comments to make sure we answer all the questions.
Yeah.
And so if you've just joined or you haven't subscribed to my channel, we have 10 people to get to 1,000. So click on the link in the comment section. And today we are finishing the live with 1,000 on my channel. This is my brother EBM and we work together. So if you like EBM's information, you have to support me as well. And we work together as a family. So guys, click on the link and let's get to 1K. So one person was asking if I finished high school but no work experience at the moment, what do you think will be in interview for DV lottery winners?
The interview, the minimum qualification is high school. Even if you don't have even work experience, you'll be given the visa. If you don't have high school, you must have 2 years of work experience. But again, I tell people, not just for green card. For your life, you need to have a work experience. And work experience doesn't mean you must be paid a salary. You can have a work experience by going to volunteer. What I'm doing here right now on YouTube, this is a work experience. Babysitting your nephew is a work experience. Either way, how do you write that one? Is a work experience. Because someone can say, I'm giving you an example. Someone is doing it on YouTube, doesn't write anything. But for me, I'm a content creator. That is a work experience. I'm editing. I'm doing the same like someone who's doing the, It depends on how do you write something as a work experience.
And another person, I think you already answered. Maybe he didn't hear the answer, but he's still asking about the cars. But you answered that.
Yeah.
And so I would like to say another one is asking if let me see the question I got. I got it without the funds model. I don't know what he means, Francis. Would I be able to work as only funds model in the US?
Yeah, only. I saw that comment. Just wait.
I don't understand what he means. If you're still watching, you can type the question again. We did not.
What is it? Just wait. What is the name of the person? I can quickly get it.
Let me look through. There's another question I saw.
So what is asking? In the US, first of all, there is just only funds there are models they do online.
Oh.
Yeah. So you are allowed, but again, it depends on the state to state. Yes, it's just like even if you want to be a stripper, you are allowed. No one cares about that. You get paid.
Yeah, those jobs are so many. I've seen people.
You are going to pay
people. You can even apply on these websites where they do adult things, and you do that if you want to do that. Here, you can do anything if you want.
Yeah. So in the end, you are going to pay tax.
We're going to pay tax. Yeah, that's another thing. So I saw a question that I wanted to answer, which I've forgotten. You know, when you go through comments, sometimes you don't see your comments. So don't feel offended if you don't get your comment. There are so many. My IQ for still nothing, but
yes, that's what was is there? It's just like an adult site. So, but they do on the online.
Yes. So ignore that OnlyFans question. Okay, XP. It's okay, but we are sensitizing people. We don't want people to come here and fall into a trap, and we have the opportunity to share the information. That's the beauty of living the experience. When you lived here and lived back home, you can advise better. I mean, there are so many other jobs you can do. You don't have to go and do adult things.
The problem of those one are going to, down the road, you never know who you are going to become. Down the road, your life is becoming better. You are governor, and people say, "Oh, you did this one."
Yeah,
your child cannot go and hang out with certain kids because the parent did this one. So because once you do this one, you are going to be considered. What is that? There is what qualification which you are not allowed to be with kids. There are certain privileges you are going to. Yeah.
You see the problem with the internet. What you put there, be ready to face it tomorrow.
Okay.
Because if my question is finally, what should I do? But also,
current level is you say is called on the DV lottery. You put university courses. That means you have taken some university courses. You haven't graduated yet. So there is university courses, and then there is undergraduate. There is graduate courses. That means you are studying masters. You haven't graduated. Then there is masters. There is doctoral courses. That means you are studying PhD. You haven't finished yet. And there is a PhD.
Okay. So guys, we have only 10 people to 1K. Go ahead and click on the link. We shall not finish this live stream without you guys getting us to 1K. So click on the link in the comment section. If you want me to post it again, we can post it again. And yeah, we are getting to 1K. Only 10 people. 10 people. Only 1, 2, 3, 10. And we get to the 1K. Driving job.
Yes. Driving what? Like driving bus, driving truck. Those are different things. Because you cannot drive a bus if each person driving their own vehicle here. But if you are driving public, you can be like driving the trash public, those like cleaning trucks, the trash truck. Those are the government job, state jobs. Do you want to drive like postal delivery vehicles? Do you want to drive the truck? But if you are going to do the truck driving, there are special schools for truck driving. Most of them, they can take you there. You take the training, everything they teach you, but maybe the cost is 8,000. So you make sure that they give you that, they pay for you. And the condition, maybe you have to work for 1 year before moving to another job, but they pay well. But if you want to drive maybe public buses, school buses, for instance, or public buses, obviously there are certain kind of license you need to have in order to be able to do those.
So I have a question. It's not very clear, but I'm just going to read it. It's on my channel. So let me read it because she has been asking. So she says, Winner got married traditionally in 2018, 2019, religious, 2020 civil, but after the results, we were not able to finalize the wedding. So we couldn't, I think, continue in summer. We couldn't because COVID hit. What should I do despite having all proof for the 3 because of unplanned events? I mistakenly put married on entry, but based on tradition, or forget that outside of Africa, dowry. But advised me I couldn't go back to change it. I think she means that they did the traditional marriage, but they did not finish the whole process. And I would assume she doesn't have documents.
Yes.
But in Uganda, go to they call it URSB, which is Uganda Registrations Bureau, and go with whatever they request for, and you get a certificate, a marriage certificate. Pay for that. And once you're scheduled for the interview, go with that proof that you were married. It doesn't matter if you're married in church or if you're married traditionally. So just have
the government certificate.
The document. Yes, so go back to, if you're in Uganda, I don't know where you are, Nana, but if you're in Uganda.
Each country have the registration for live proof. I mean, people are born, death certificate, and marriage is the same office is doing the same thing.
Okay, I think she says she has all the proof. If you have all the proof,
those proof that
okay.
without
That is
documentation. They don't care whether you have a bishop certificate. They want also the government one. They don't care whether it was the chief of the village is the one officially.
Oh, I think she's in Congo. I don't know about Congo. If they don't,
even in Congo, they have the government has, they give this. Okay, let me give you the example. In Tanzania or many African countries, even if you live with a girlfriend for 6 months and above, by law, if the woman you die, that woman is your wife. That is the law. But you don't have the marriage certificate. Let's say you lived there for 2 years. You obviously you are married, you don't have the certificate. You'll go to the government and say when you start living together, they will give that you started getting married on this day, but the certificate will have the different, but the date of marriage will be backdated. Like you got married, you have started living together since that time. So if you go with the documentation that you had the traditional marriage on April of 2019, for instance, that means they will put you got married on April 2019. But today, the issue certificate has been given. It's just like, for instance, even today, if I got to get my birth certificate, it will tell I was born on that day, but the certificate is given today. So they'll tell you when were you married, whether it was the traditional, whether it was through church, whether it was through mosque, whatever the way they will put there that when you married. So there is no problem.
So the problem is she says she's in Canada, which I don't know how, because usually every country you have the government offices where you can get the certificate. So if you have a way of reaching out, you have to reach out back home in Congo and they can give you the certificate. These days you can do things electronically.
I don't know to say this on loud, but just do African way, bribe someone, get the certificate, get whatever. Simple way. Why are you complicating? You pretend like you are not African.
Just do it the easiest way.
No, but basically, I mean, the problem of some of the African countries, they have a good way you can apply online, they can send it to you. But still, you can ask someone to go in person and help you to process. Yes, if you go to the city hall, they'll give him or her the certificate and they will send it to you. Because it's the city hall or the city, depending on wherever you are, because it says the government. So, for instance, the district commissioners, they are processing in some of the region. District commissioners, they can provide that one. Some places you have to go to the central headquarters to get that one. So, depending on each country, what is the process for that? But in the end, the certificate must come from the government. City hall is part of the government. So you can be able to do that. A lawyer, not really. Because a lawyer can give the affidavit to show that, oh, this is the certificate. But in the end, unless otherwise the government provides, maybe in French, and the lawyer is going to certify that one, that this French is also correct translation to this English. But not like a lawyer to provide, okay, this traditional marriage is official marriage. No.
So, yeah. And I'll ask a family member. Yeah, just contact people back home. And guys, we have only 7 people to 1K. 7 people now.
When I said he has to do the African way, Elizabeth is laughing.
Elizabeth.
I mean, you know, that is Africa. The person will have to give someone tea or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have only 7 people.
Okay. If you don't have the certificate, find a way to get the documentation if the lawyer and all other ways. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to post you a link here for the final people to subscribe.
Yeah, only 7.
Okay, if one wins the DV lottery, when will the person go to the US? So you win in May, for instance, May 8 results come out. You have won for the DV 2022. The fiscal year for the government starts on October 1st. So the 2022 starts on October 1st. So the first people will be interviewed in October 1st this year going to until September 30th, 2022. So that's when you get to the interview, you are going to start, you have 6 months to make sure that you come to America. Okay, let me go to other question. Do you have any specific?
African way.
How is it to get the driving license in US? And the funny part is I have the book here to show someone. My nephew had one. Let me show you. So each state, they have this guidance, this small book, kind of like this one, just like it was on part of my books. So you come here, you read this book. This book has all the regulations, like don't drink and drive, whatever, all the regulations, what are the penalties of that particular state. Because each state is different. There are certain things are federal, obviously, but there are certain roads requirements are different from one state to another. So, but majority they are almost more the same. So after reading this one and all their signs of the roads, they are here, whatever, you go and take the test. There are states to take this particular test is free. There are some you have to pay, but most of the states is just like $20, $30 max, most of the states. So when you pass this one, they give you the temporary permit, like learner's permit in Africa. Someone call learner. This is a learner. That someone is learning. That means when you have that temporary, is up to you when to go to take the actual driving test. We call it the behind the wheel test. So the behind the wheel test, the behind the wheel that you are going to actually do driving. So there is someone who will sit here, and then you are starting driving. And you'll be able to mark, or will tell you go this way, park this way, do private parking, all those kind of things. And if you pass, we'll tell you you have passed. So if you pass, that means you get the actual driving the card itself, the real card. So the first one, the learner one, or the one you get right away to be a paper, then they can bring one. So something of that one. So the cost is very, very cheap. It's just like $20 to $50, depending on state to state.
Yeah. So let me see if there's any more questions. And just to make you excited, we are left with only 4 people now. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, Elizabeth, yeah, that is correct. We call learner's permit. So here we call just the temporary whatever. Already?
Almost there. 3 people to go.
On my end, yeah, 2 now.
Okay, 2 now. 2 people, only 2 people go subscribe. We're getting to 1K. Woo, this live stream has been the best.
Okay, if one thing I want to ask you, to tell some people here, if there is any YouTuber here who wants our support, because this life is different. Just me, myself, if Mr. Beast, the biggest YouTuber, just commented on my channel, I'll be so happy. If you want, like, sometimes, okay, I have a channel, just put your channel link here. We go and subscribe. We are supporting one another. One day you want to have interview with me, you want to ask interview. I've done an interview with guys from Cameroon. I've done it with Ray in Uganda. I have no problem to be on your channel to have the interview. It's just we are supporting one another.
Yes, that is true. So guys, we're left with only 2 people. Please go subscribe if you haven't, and we get to 1K. I will read through the comments to see if we have any questions we didn't answer.
Esther Kibitenga. What if I'm a government worker, public servant in Uganda? Is it possible to go through the interview smoothly using my work experience? They don't care whether your experience is in public or private. It's a work experience. As long as you're not a robber, you are good to go.
Okay, so let me check if we have 1K yet. I'm excited.
Ernestina. Yeah, the name is just like mine, Ernest and Ernestina.
So we still need 2 people to get to 1K.
In advance.
So guys, if you're watching and you haven't subscribed,
Ernestina, put also the link. It will be easier. For me.
Usually, actually, they can't post the link. It will. They do not click. It will not be clickable. So let me.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I will post the link. Let me look for her.
Okay.
We still need 2 people.
If someone has STD, it doesn't matter. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You get the green card. The only thing, biggest one, you cannot be given the green card is if you have TB. You have to be treated first TB before you come to America. Why is that? Because TB, tuberculosis, has been eradicated in America. So they cannot allow someone with tuberculosis to come here and spread tuberculosis. So even there is no they don't do vaccine for TB here because there is no TB. Can you link it to apply for the DV lottery? I can put it here, but remember, this is not the time to apply. If you go there, you cannot be able to apply. Applications until October. So that is the link, dvprogram.state.gov. DV stands for Diversity Visa Program, is program state, Department of State, government, or the US government.
Okay, so let me check how many now. So I didn't see the name of the YouTuber.
Ernestina, I memorized the name because it looks like mine. Just Ernest. Ernestina Osei.
Okay, I will look for her and post the link. But we need 2 people. Let me see if I already have.
Just wait. I want to.
Oh, Ernestina. Okay, let me look for her here.
Ernestina Osei.
Oh, I found it.
Yeah, she has 500.
I already subscribed to her channel somehow. I already have. But post her link.
Yeah, and I see I'm going to post her link here. And there's
Yeah, we still need 2 people to 1K. I am waiting and excited.
Okay, IBS TV Uganda. Let me find your question. You're asking me to answer your question. Let me go to your question.
Is it possible to come with a visitor's visa, do maneuver to change to student visa while in USA?
That is the question?
That is another one from Kwame.
Okay, just one second.
That is really, it's a long process and it's difficult, so it's not a smooth way.
Because in the end, whether you apply while you are in the US, whether you're outside the US, the process is the same. Like, you'll be applying as an international student still. So better you apply while you are there, because they don't give you admissions because you are now in America. They will still, you need to have bank statement the same, everything, still doesn't. My advice will be just the money you are using for applying for visa to come here, flight ticket, invest into funding for scholarships. Okay, what is this? Okay.
So I think Nana is asking, does it take time to review someone's DS-260 if they have 3 backgrounds like Africa, USA, and Canada, like her, especially if they lived there, so with different countries?
Is it difficult or what? What is the question?
I think she's asking if she's living in Africa and living in the US or Canada, does that matter? To me, I think it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if you have lived in any country for more than 6 months, you have to have the clearance. They don't care how many countries you have lived. What do they care? You are not a terrorist in those countries. Yeah, police record means they want to be sure we are bringing someone here who is not a criminal. And I mean, you can steal something, whatever, but something can be a threat to the national security. That is the biggest thing. That's why also they are going to look on your Facebook, on your Instagram. So watch what you are posting there. If you don't like Biden or don't like Trump, don't say I want this person to die. If you post that kind of comment, you are not getting the green card because of evil intention to the president of the United States of America. The position, we don't care who is there, even if it's me. I wish. Okay, Bibi Amandiliz, we love you. Thank you so much for the info. I'm from Uganda. Do now embassies give visitors visa? Not really.
In Uganda, they haven't opened, but you can keep
the visitors visa now. Why? Because there's even a video I posted. The acting deputy for the Department of State secretary, whatever, for issue of visas and consular affairs, on March 10th, March 9th or 10th, had the briefing and explain they have a backlog of 475,000 immigrant visas, and most of the immigrant visas, they depend on the timeline. So you have to do like the V lottery, whatever. And also there are some like fiancé visas or like people are coming. So there is a timeline to unite American families. So they say those are the first priority. And non-immigrant visas must be of emergency. Like if you are a student, you are coming, the school is opening. But visiting is not an emergency. Unless otherwise you are visiting, attending the funeral, that can be emergency. But not just, I'm just going to Disney to chill. No, you can come next year.
Yeah, I think it's, whoa, this
Done?
is party. 1K now. Yay. Thank you so much.
Just in case we need like 5 more if some people decide to drop. You never know.
That's okay. These people, they are not a lot of fans. They are not dropping.
Do you know between 2010 to beginning of this year, I have lost. I mean, usually there are some people that they can subscribe, let down the way they unsubscribe. So I didn't know. How do you know that number? How many people have subscribed to your channel? So I paid it to the one website. They can give that data. And I kept saying, I have lost over 11,000 subscribers over the time. Like someone is describing today and then tomorrow is the answer. So why are you so mean? Like, so I wish now it would be like almost nearby 70,000. Okay.
But you see, another thing is when I started YouTube, there are things I did not know. Sometimes if you're two YouTubers and you do sub for sub, the YouTube itself, the algorithm, the computer, it is going to take it away.
Yeah, for me, I've never done that one. For me, like
yes, but for you started in the era where they did not care so much about the 1,000, which was okay. But now the pressure is too much. So, but if you subscribe to me and you wait like a month and you subscribe and I subscribe back, usually the computer doesn't realize. But if you do it immediately, it will realize, which is strange. Are there any other questions?
There is one person that asked the question, but I don't see the question. But you haven't answered my question. IBS Uganda. So I'm looking for the question, but I don't see. I don't know. Because there's some questions they're already up. I cannot see them. They are so much back. If you don't mind, can you also repost your question? There is a limit. I can go. How far can I go back? So that is the problem. Let me go. There is. Congratulations.
It's funny though how XP said we should ignore that question about what was the guy asking, modeling.
Yeah.
I think that was funny. We said ignore that one.
Okay. Another person say answer my question. Yeah. I have to look for the.
Let me see if I can find it.
Okay, there is another question. Hello, guy, you are doing an amazing job. If someone wins the DV, but he doesn't have high school certificate, but has a 3 plumbers training certificate with work experience, does he will be accepted? Yes and no. Yes, it's good you have training certificate to be a plumber, which is very good. But the question is, what are you doing? What type of job are you doing? Are you doing a plumbing on your own, like just like when the job happening once in a year, or you are working in a company, and for what magnitude, what kind of responsibility do you do? They are looking on that one. So the point is, let me give you the good example. Like, okay, you are a cook, you are a chef, you are a cook. Where do you cook food? you cook on your own small vendor outside your house, or you are cooking on the 5-star hotel. That is a big difference. Are you cooking from your own home for your family? Say you were a cook, or you are cooking in a restaurant where at least you get 100 customers in a day. So they are looking also at that kind of magnitude, like the complexity of what you are doing, will it be able to be transferable and to be able to work here. But the good thing is you have certification or training that will be able to help. Much congratulations, Liz.
Thank you, Elizabeth. And I'm so excited by that. What about I have 4 years of working and I was dropped out?
My final year of what? My final year of degree or final year of the high school? If you have the final year of degree, you are above high school, so don't worry about work experience. But so they don't care what is the reason why you dropped. They don't ask that reason. That's the good thing about in America. They don't care. The point is you dropped out. They don't care whether it's because of the family accident or the disability or they passed away. They don't care about that. So if you dropped out of high school, that means you don't have high school education. They don't care the reason why you don't have high school education. They'll look on your 4 years of work experience. Did you have what kind of training you had? And the 4 years of work experience, how does that 4 years experience is interpreted into the labor training and the requirement?
Yeah. So let me see.
How can a single mother survive in US, in the US working from home?
I think, okay, after you answer that one, someone else is asking, can someone come with an uncle's child with the same last name?
No.
They know, because that is not your child unless you have proof that you have adopted that child or is biologically your child.
No.
You cannot claim that child.
You are supposed to put that, first of all, on the date of on the application DV lottery, you are supposed to say you have a child, and it's supposed to be biological child, it's supposed to be stepchild, it's supposed to be adopted child, not because you paid school fees for your uncle or your nephew. No. How can a single mother survive in the US working from home? So it doesn't matter whether you're working from home or working from the office.
Yeah.
Single mother is tough. Whether you are immigrant coming here, whether you are born and raised here, that's number one. The challenge can be different from one person to another based on the age of the child itself. If a child is in the age of going to school, that will be a little bit different because you'll be having the window of a child going to school from 8 to 3:30, for instance. But for instance, now, Liz, you are with a child at home, is not in school. But it could be different how you work if the Luna is going to school every single day. So you worry about taking the child. So someone will get like kind of like a free day care. Someone is taking of the child for this particular age. So the age of the child will be able to determine how it is. And again, if you're working from home, again, it depends what type of working from home. Does the work from home requires not noise at all or with noise? Liz will be a perfect example to answer this one, because even if you're not a single mother, but you're working from home, but you have the child who is not at the school age yet, how do you do that?
So like I said, these jobs in these Western countries, you just have to figure out a way. It is not easy. It is not a walk in the park. But for me, what helped me was I had the zeal to do it and I had the passion to work and sustain myself. I am in a foreign land. I have to survive. So it is not that I woke up and it was easy and I'm sitting down and I'm drinking coffee. No, some days I would go without lunch because I don't have the time. I have only 30 minutes and in the 30 minutes, I'm taking care of my daughter. I have to feed her. I have to real quick take her for a nap and then come back and log back in, take a glass of juice. And before you know it, it's the end of the day. So the start was a bit challenging, but you figure out a way to do it. For example, the job I do, you don't have to have a lot of background noise in the house because I'm always wearing headsets and listening in carefully and making sure I'm typing what I'm getting and getting feedback. So My daughter by now, she's only 2.5, but she doesn't make so much noise because she knows when mommy is sitting on the workstation and is working, I cannot play with loud toys and what. She goes to her room, which is a little bit far from my workstation. So, I mean, the beginning, if the child is still young, it will be a bit difficult. But for me, I've trained her to understand that. And if she wants something, she will come to me and tap me and say something. And that's not a big deal. Many companies now, they work from home because of COVID, and they will excuse you once in a while. So it's not a big deal. So when you get used to your job, it becomes easier as time goes by. So you just have to devise means.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you're doing an amazing job. If someone with a DV lottery but doesn't have high school, I think you answered that. I don't see the question of the lady.
Oh, okay. You ask, what the other question? Okay, what are the cities where I can easily find a job? All the cities.
All cities you can find a job.
The jobs are there. Yeah, so everywhere you can get them. The only thing we advise people is just to don't come like the person was asking. Like I thought American dream is only in California, because that is the mentality of some people. I'm in California, I'm in New York, I'm in Chicago. Don't get bothered by these names. You can be in California. Yes, you're closer to the beach, but you'll stay there for 1 year. You have never gone to the beach because you're working 3 jobs so that you can survive your life. Why is the purpose of having a beach? You are, in California, we have Disney. Have you been to Disney? It's expensive. Have you been to Disney? So being closer doesn't mean anything. I stayed in California for 8 years. I was not able to purchase a home.
Okay, another one is Jesus is asking. There's a question from Jesus.
Jesus is
okay. Yeah, bless Big Bro. I just would like to ask, must someone get all subject passed on his or her high school certificate? And what if there's a fail?
No, they are not looking for you smartness. Green card lottery is not merit-based immigration. It's a lottery. That's why they need a high school. If they wanted to have grades, you pass the grades, they could say we need a bachelor degree or master's. What if you don't have high school? You need to have 2 years of work experience. So the minimum of high school, they didn't say we need a minimum of high school with the C grade or minimum of high school with the B plane. No, it's the minimum of high school, regardless of the grades.
Yeah, another one is asking, what is the cost of living in Atlanta or Ohio or Columbus?
Columbus, Ohio is very, very affordable. Atlanta is still affordable, but a little bit higher compared to Columbus, Ohio. I lived in West Virginia, so I've been in Columbus. So I know Ohio, cost of living is very low. I've never been to Atlanta, but I know Atlanta is still affordable, but still Atlanta is a bigger city compared to Columbus. Atlanta has a lot of things, so the cost is a little bit different. Okay, I watch. What is your question? Okay.
Can I be denied when a child, not your own child, but play with you under the same last name? If the child is not biologically yours and you don't have the proof, please don't say you have a child when you don't have. If it's that's not your child, they are not going to give you.
Even if you come to America, they can take you back because that is immigration fraud. And let me give you something very interesting about immigration fraud. If I go to report to you, I get 10,000 from the government. Just let you know, because this is how it is. That if you have a marriage which is a fraud, someone is going to report 10,000. So, okay, I'll watch you. What is your question? Okay, is this your question? Owning a business after secondary school education, does that go to the education level to get the visa? No. If you don't have high school, you need to have 2 years of work experience. Work experience, owning a business is a work experience. Bill Gates owns Microsoft. He's a CEO, he's owner. Yes, it is experience. So to own something, but don't to own like a kiosk of 2 tomatoes, that does not constitute as a business to get the work experience. Does that make sense? So there is no substitute. So it's either 2 years of work experience. It depends what you own. For me, YouTube, what I'm doing, I can say it's a personal ownership. So if it's a personal ownership, it's not like I've been hired by someone, but what I'm doing on my business as a YouTuber is constituting more than 2 years of work experience of someone else, because I do video editing. I'm going to prepare these videos. I'm going to read all this legal situation and go to break down to you. So so it doesn't matter whether you are hired or you are self-employed. But what is the nature of self-employment? Being a gambler, to do like doing the gambling into those Manchester United games, whatever, that doesn't count. When are they going to start the V Lottery winners interview for the V 2021? They've already interviewing, they have already started, and people have already got the interview. As long as your case number is a smaller case number, yeah. Okay, we have answered almost most of the question. If we haven't, that will be by mistake.
Okay, I think we are exhausting most of them, so we can answer those we haven't answered. And
so this is just a comment
to finish,
which I already talked about.
How tough is to join the military in USA for a person with visas?
No, you are not allowed to join if you are not a green card holder. You have to be a green card holder or a US citizen. There was one program was cancelled before Obama left the office. It usually it comes and it is stopped. It's called MAVNI program. That program usually allows people who are in US, for whatever visa you have, as long as you've been in US in 2 years and above, or more than that, without any criminal record and not being illegal, you can join the military and you are given direct citizenship. So that one was there, then it was closed, it was open, it was closed. So the last one was closed was 2015, before 2016, before election was closed. Usually they want people from different languages, background in different languages, and the medical field. But the last time, 2020, I think Trump ordered the Department of Defense to look at it if they can renew for a shorter time. So it is not there yet. Okay, what other question? We have answered all the question.
Okay. So thank you guys again for subscribing. I'm so excited. I have been looking forward to hitting 1K, so I'm so happy. And I hope you enjoy my channel. I hope you enjoy my videos and all these things. So I don't know if we still have any questions, but thank you for attending the live stream and supporting us. We shall keep doing once in a while. I always do live streams with EBM, and to be exact, he does so many videos on DV Lottery. Any questions you can ask him, follow him on Instagram, and you will be good to go. He has helped so many with all this information, and just recently, he was interviewing someone that won the DV Lottery. So you could be watching and you could be one of those people. You will come here and give us...
There is one lady, she has 2,000 case number. So she's waiting for her interview. She said, the first thing when I get the visa, I'll ask you to interview with you. So, okay. Yeah, so that is, yeah, to be cool. Okay, let me see. Okay. So first of all, there is There is someone watching from Conakry, Guinea.
Okay. So
just
we could summarize and end the live if but someone has a question.
Yeah, there is a soldier in the US who is army recruiter. He announced for jobs for green card holder. Yeah, even if there is no announcement, every single day they do recruitment. As long as you have a green card, you just show up. Every single day they're doing recruitment. So it's not like there is a season to recruit. Every single day, US military is taking people. Hi, good people. What can I do as a primary school teacher from Uganda? From Isaiah. So one, you can keep applying for the DV lottery, but at the same time, you can continue studying, finding even open online courses or online universities, even in Uganda. If you have distance learning, get your degree if you don't have the degree yet. And then other things will continue. Because what I'm trying to explain, yes, coming to America, going to Europe is very good. But also you need, what if you don't come? You need to better yourself wherever you are. And coming here doesn't mean that you will have a better life. You can come here and you have a very good life. You can come here, you can have a miserable life. But what I'm trying to do is whether you come, whether you don't come, you need to have a better life. My point, if you come here and excel. If you stay there and excel. That is overall.
Okay, so
oh man, people are coming right now and asking all these questions.
Yes, I know when we're ending the stream.
Okay. I can't access my DV lottery through the normal link I was using. What was the issue?
So EBM, what I'll do, I will drop off. You can help people answer a few questions, but I will just drop off. You can keep helping them.
Okay.
And yes, continue helping them as I do my other irregular videos.
Okay, so for the last time, I'm going to post you a link in the comment and I'll answer this.
Okay. Yeah, let people keep subscribing. I'm so happy. I'm going to do
my lunch yet. Because on mine, I say I'll eat late lunch. I didn't know it will take this long.
Okay. Okay, so let me go off. Thank you guys. Again, I will catch you in my next video on my page. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. Okay, so let me quickly answer this question before I go. So if you can't access the DV lottery, try again or try a different browser. DV program.state.gov. So try again to use the what? Try again to make sure that you if you use the Explorer, use the Chrome or Mozilla, you can be able to do that. When can case number 42,000 expect to send the supporting documents? I do not know, but now they'll be asking many people to start sending the documents. So hopefully before the end of the month or beginning of the next month, they can ask you that way. How can one get the case number before applying? I didn't get it. No, you don't get the case number is after applying and you have won. When you apply the DV lottery, you get the confirmation number. Once you check the results using the confirmation number, you have won, then you get the case number. That's how it is. Hello, EBM. As a family with 3 kids immigrating, how affordable is basic school in US and how can I cater for them? From kindergarten to high school is free of charge. Welcome to the United States of America. So education in the US is free. From primary school or grade school we call to high school is free of charge. So if the 3 kids are in that particular grades, that is free. Okay. How do you get the case number? And you said the application begins in October. You don't get the case number until you win the DV lottery. I'm talking the case number, William, for those people who applied 2019, results came 2020, they have won already. They are processing for the visa. Those people have the case number. So if you haven't applied, you'll apply in October until November, the first week. The actual dates will be announced in September. Once you apply, you get the confirmation number. When the results come out, you use the confirmation number. the year of birth, and your last name to check the results. When you win, the information that the first letter you have won, they will tell you you have won, and your case number is AF if you're from Africa, AS if you're from Asia, OC if you're from Oceania, whatever, those kind of things. You will be given the case number after winning. Now, how do people get interview right now? If you are the winner, you have won and you fill the visa form, the DSC 260. You submit everything. After some time, based on the case number, your number, the KCC, Kentucky Consular Center, they will email you, submit the documents. They will review the documents. Then the KCC, they will send you the interview schedule date, that on this date, go to interview where at that particular area. Hi, EBM, can one operate a small restaurant as a job and survive in the US? Yes, but to start a restaurant is very expensive. Remember, you have to get a business in a very nice area, or area where they have restaurants, or area where you can be able people to go. That's number one. So you can get, for instance, to have that kind of restaurant, maybe you pay $2,000, $3,000 per month. That is rent. Then you have to have equipment for cooking, equipment for storage, fridge, because there are certain regulations. Food must be stored in what type of temperature. So there are certain requirements, health guidelines. So to start a restaurant while you are brand new, I guarantee it will be very, very difficult. Unless otherwise you come with your startup money, like 20,000, yes, you can start with that money. But it's a very, very difficult to be able to go and start a business. And to get a loan, you have to get a good credit score. In order to get a good credit score, you have been here in a while in the US to be able to build your credit score to get a good loan. The clan, we have been here for, this is the almost 2.5 hours. We are talking about jobs and life in America and the hustle in general. So, but we're about to finish. Isaiah, hi EBM, how can I join one of the 10 WhatsApp groups you opened a few months back? Unfortunately, I'm not a member of any of the group. I left, what happened was, my phone had a problem with my phone, so I don't operate any WhatsApp group. So we decided to create the Telegram so that we can have so many people in the Telegram. So I can send you the link of the EBM Telegram group. Hi. While I was filling out the DS visa, I wrote a wrong email. How can I fix? You cannot fix the email. You cannot fix it. That is a wrong, whatever you've done. What you can do is go and create that, hope. Okay, just wait. Go and make sure that the email you put as a wrong, create email with that a wrong email address. That will be the best way to do. That will be the way to fix it. Create a new email address with that wrong. And hopeful no one has that email address already. Can you send the recorded version to me? I'm just logged in. Yeah. What I can do is after this video, just after finishing the video, this video will be on my channel. So you can be able to go on my YouTube channel and to be able to check it. Okay, I think I've answered all the questions so far. So, okay. Okay, so let me end up here because you have been here for 2.5 hours already. I would like to say thank you for each and everyone who has been a very good supportive of my YouTube channel. First of all, for those who speak Swahili, I would like for you to make sure that you go to my Swahili channel, which is EBM Swahili. If you type EBM Swahili, you can be able to find my Swahili channel. That one has a lot of videos, and people can be able to, for those who speak Swahili, can be able to get most of the videos there. And this is the channel which I'm going to put there. You can be able to see on over there. So, And for those who speak English, you continue to subscribe on my channel. Are tourist visas available, do you think? At the moment, they are not prioritizing the tourist visas. They are prioritizing green card visas and fiancé visas, those who are coming under the green card. That is the priority. Non-immigrant visas are maybe student visas, but tourist visa, they are not a priority at the moment, unless otherwise is a really, really emergency visa. Okay, thank you so much. Let me end up here. And thank you, everyone, and stay safe. Goodbye, everyone.